All right, y'all, let's get into it. I had to sleep on what I saw yesterday from my favorite team. It was embarrassing. It was pretty embarrassing. My friends kind of went in on me about my team and how bad they looked, and it was embarrassing. Multiple times I wanted to just shut it off because I was so upset with what was going on, with what I saw. The vibe of this team to me is we have no leadership. We have no leadership, and that's from Lynch all the way down to the players. There's no leadership on this squad. There's no pride. There's no pride, and it's disheartening. It was disheartening, and it's just I really would. I'm convinced at this point we're at Singletary. Well, we're at Singletary lows right now. It would not surprise me if they told me to the point where it would not surprise me if it was reported that Kyle Shanahan took his pants off in front of the team. That's where we're at. It's real bad, guys. It's real bad. The defense to me looks disjointed. This scheme does not fit the players that we have. I was giving the defense excuses because I felt like they looked good in certain spots, but I think that the rest of the league was used to us running our vanilla cover 3, and they were scheming for that, and now they saw that we're running more man, and they're just taking advantage. They're taking advantage of the fact that we have our corners are, I won't say that they're terrible, but they're terrible. They're terrible. And in a man situation, I feel like if we were running a vanilla cover 3, if we were running Salah's cover 3 right now, I think we'd be fine. But we're not. D'Amico Ryans wants to put his own twist on it, which I can't really blame him for wanting to put his own twist on the defense, except for the fact you don't have the players to run your system. And to not recognize that and to go to a more zone-based scheme because you don't have the players to run man is ridiculous, in my opinion. It's ridiculous. So, and then let's look at that. It doesn't really fall far from the head coach, because look at Kyle. He keeps running the same stuff. He doesn't have the quarterback. At the very least, he doesn't have the quarterback to run what he wants to run. And I don't know if that's because Jimmy's incapable, or if it's just that Kyle has so little faith in Jimmy that he's literally telling him where to throw the ball every single down and not letting Jimmy hit the open guy. But what I saw was Jimmy missing protections. He had no clue half the time that there was going to be a free rusher. No clue. He's not calling protections. He's just worried about running Kyle's play. And that's really what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me on a regular basis. It's disheartening. It's disheartening. I see a team that for all intents and purposes is they have no fire. There's no fire on that team. To the point to where we're at week what now, and Fred, All-Pro Fred, one of my favorite players on the team, is non-existent. He's not even a part. It doesn't even look like Whereas last year, even last year, as much as we lost, there was an identity. There was an identity to this defense. There was an identity to the offense. We knew what we were doing. Right now, there is nothing. There is nothing. There's nothing that looks like there was a plan. Every week we do a little bit, something different. But there is no identity. We don't know what's going to happen from week to week. Elijah Mitchell might get the ball. He might not. We don't know who's going to finish the game at quarterback. Sometimes people think that they might put in Trey. If you think that they're going to put in Trey at this point, you are sadly mistaken. And this is the thing. It's not that if they want to sit Trey for a season and let him just watch what not to do, great. But if we're seriously talking about winning games, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're talking about winning games, because we're not going to win games. All these people that said that we have a Super Bowl roster, this is not a Super Bowl roster. Not with the schemes that we're currently running. We've changed the scheme on defense. Doesn't match the personnel. And it might not be wholesale scheme changes, but the problem is that on the downs where they're doing little wrinkles and that kind of stuff, it leaves us wide open. Somebody gets wide open and runs it in and gashes us. So the scheme is not working. And then on offense, the scheme hasn't been working since 2019. Let's just be real. Granted, Jimmy was hurt, but does it matter that Jimmy's in there? Doesn't look like it matters to me. And it's just disheartening. Kyle's not going anywhere. Kyle is not going anywhere. So we're stuck with Kyle at least for one more season after this, because they're gonna start Trey next year. So we got at least one more year of Kyle. But I would be remiss if I did not think that we're just gonna see more of the same, because Kyle's ego is way out of control. He's not taking any accountability, no responsibility for what the product that is out there. Talking about, I'm surprised at how bad we looked after we had such a great week of practice. That means that you don't know your team. If you thought you had a great week of practice and that it was going to be something else then you are disconnected from your team. You are disconnected from what works in this league. You were not prepared. That team was not prepared for this week. Period. And if it sounds like I'm really negative Nancy right now on the team, you would be correct. I love the 49ers. I've been here throughout. The winning years, the skinny years. I'm 44. I've been watching them since the 80s. And it brought me back to the Singletary years, when we had talent on the team. But the coaching staff was just terrible. And not to say that Kyle's terrible. We know that he's capable. I just feel he needs to get out of his own way. He needs to hold his coaches accountable for the product that is on that field right now. Because what I'm seeing is just terrible. It's terrible. Those guys are absolutely not ready to play. Every week. And this thought process that the scheme will take care of all because you thought up the scheme and because you drew up the play, and you've got some guy that ends up wide open on tape, and he's scheming up right plays. That doesn't mean anything if you haven't prepared your quarterback to make those reads. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. That we could be talking 4 hours about what is wrong with this team. But let's talk about what needs to happen. Let's talk about what needs to happen for going forward. I would say you ride Jimmy till the wheels fall off at this point. I don't want Trey anywhere near this coaching staff. As far as on a week to week, because what I'm seeing out there is, yesterday Jimmy's running for his life. Jimmy's running for his life. The blocking, he's got Tom Compton out there. Has Tom Compton ever been good? I don't think he has. So, in my estimation, you're not even interested in protecting your quarterback. So I don't want Trey out there at all. I don't want to see Trey out there. If you're not interested in protecting your quarterback, then I don't want to see Trey out there. That's first. So let's ride Jimmy until the wheels fall off. Second, DeMeco Ryans needs to swallow his pride and go back to solid vanilla cover 3. As much as people killed on Saleh about his cover 3 scheme, it is what is best for this group of guys. That's what's best for this group of guys. So they need to go more vanilla cover 3. That's what I see. Now we're gonna say that we probably don't have the play, but I think that may benefit a guy like Hufanga, who can play closer to the line and use his instincts to make more plays. So that's second. With your personnel, you don't have cornerbacks that can cover for any amount of time. You don't have them, which means you have to run zone. You don't have a choice. There is no choice. Don't put guys in a position that you know they're not going to succeed in. Okay, so that's second. Third, I would say run the ball. I don't care if you're down. Run the ball. It doesn't matter if it's Jimmy or Trey out there. Nothing good is going to come by you dropping back and passing at this point. Dropping back and passing is a recipe for disaster for this team. It always has been since Kyle's been here. I don't understand what you're thinking. Your run game has always been a staple. That's how you get a majority of your chunk plays, is through the running game. That means outside zone. That means attacking the edges. I don't care if they stuff it a majority of the time. That's how you win. At least if you don't win, at least you played doing what you do best. So run the ball. You've got Elijah Mitchell, who's playing his heart out there. He's going out there with busted up ribs and still gashing the team, but we're not going to keep doing it, even though it's what's keeping the drives going instead of passing the ball. When you pass the ball, you're 3 and out. You're 3 and out. But when you run the ball, you're gashing the team for 10 yards, 15 yards. But we're not going to keep doing that. We're not going to keep doing that. We're going to use that to set up the non-existent pass game. Ayuk, that's amazing. Like, Ayuk had a great game, even though Jimmy was trying to throw. Even though Jimmy was trying to get him hurt. My drinking game was if I had a drinking game of a drink every single time Jimmy throws a high ball across the middle, I'd have been. They would have had to take me to the hospital. It's and for all of you people that say, "Oh, Jimmy had a good game," no, he didn't. I'm tired of seeing him throw high across the middle. Did they catch the ball a lot? Yes, they caught the ball, and he completed passes. Okay, but somebody's gonna get hurt. Do we see Ayuk on the sideline trying to sit? Did we see him on the sideline just in pain because Jimmy had thrown a slant high across the middle? They upended him, but you know, Jimmy is the one though, right? So yeah, it's just terrible. It's terrible. So those are the 3 things I got. I'm not willing to talk about anything else right now, but those are the 3 things that I feel they need to do if they want to win. And they're probably not going to win still. But you know what? Those are the things that have to happen. They have to happen. Those are your only chances. Guys, I hate to be a negative Nancy, but we're a bad team. We're a bad team. There's no accountability. I'm going to say it again. There's no accountability. There's no responsibility. There's no leadership. So until we see it, until I see some a sea change, my opinion is going to be the same. Like I said, I didn't want to be a negative Nancy, but I don't really have a choice. I don't feel so. Hopefully we have a better day. Hopefully we can get some positivity, some positive news this week, and hopefully we can have a better result against the Rams, who got blasted themselves. But I'm almost afraid of what we're going to see from the Rams, because we've seen them do well, and this might be the wake-up call that they needed to come out and just destroy us. So while I don't want to hear the stuff about, oh, we always do well against the Rams. Okay? That's nonsense. Every week is new. Every week is new. It's a new game. And this is a different Rams team than we faced in the past. So just keep that in mind, guys. Man, disappointed, man. Disappointed. But just keep that in mind. Let's stay positive. It's always going to be Niners till we die. And all we can hope for is that Kyle has somebody tap him on the shoulder and lets him know that there needs to be some change. There needs to be some change. And he's going to say that we're not experts and that we're not, he doesn't have to follow anything that the fans say. Okay. And you losing. So something's got to change. Maybe you don't need to do what we ask you to do, but something's got to change, because what you doing ain't working either. Let's just be real. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'm about to roll into work right now. Yeah, have a great day, and go Niners.